2023 was a decent year for rollerblading. Loads of great skating went down, plenty of top rate edits, some big comps with big moments, classic comps returning for one last outing, pro skates were dished out, there was a little bit of drama, but overall I think it was a net positive. Now it's only right that we recognise those who've done a really good job, excelled in their chosen field, by giving them a little bit of a pat on the back and they're like, nice one mate, you gave me the categories, you gave me the nominations. I did a little bit of quality control because people were talking about stuff that happened like 2 years ago and you voted for your winners. I've also thrown in a few extra categories as well, so let's get into it. All the stunts are performed by professionals, do not attempt this yourself. Master Splinter Park Rat Award for the best park/comp skater. Niels Janssen's in third. Sound appearances at Winter Clash, bits in Lithuania, and he won the European World Cup. You got Joe Atkinson in second, like amazing appearances across like Fees, NL Comp, bit of Cold Showdown, Winter Clash. That backside he did like blew the roof off and had the toilet stool shaking, man. I sometimes feel like he skates comps kind of with a bigger focus on like flow and making things look smooth and just doing like stuff that he really enjoys rather than being like hell-bent on doing absolutely anything to try and win the thing. He also had that really good park edit, FDR with the Kelso brothers. That was like probably the best produced park edit this year. But your out and out winner with a whopping 54.1% of the vote is Julian Kudau, who skates like a man possessed. I wouldn't have been surprised if he turned up at the Crawley Kicker Ramp comp. He entered absolutely everything. He was like, where is it? Get me on a plane, get me on a donkey, I am going there and I'm gonna win. Like positive mental attitude. I'm surprised he didn't do like a Montre and bang on some like roller skates just to win some more competitions. Like got some fancy dress outfits on like and just had a competition against himself. Really sick seeing someone so clearly motivated and determined to just like enter and win everything. So fair play to the guy, like well-deserved first place. The Avis Air Mile Awards for most travel skater also goes to Julian Kudau. If you genuinely like wanted to meet him, like you're a bit of a fan of him, stuff like that, you could just tell him there was some sort of comp going on in your local town and he'd probably turn up. Julian, I've just built a mini ramp in my garden and my dad reckons he's better than you. Do you fancy coming down and having a comp with him? Fucking too right I do. Best youth, best junior under 18, like you gave loads of nominations as well, which is extremely positive, and there was a solid mix of girls and boys. Again, positive for the future. Anna Julia took third, phenomenal skater. Sio Ajan took second, incredibly stylish and technical, especially for a young age. And Danino's taken the crown. He is an absolute beast. He's been bonkers for a while, but he just seems to be getting better and better to the point where like the tricks he can do now in skate parks are just a bit of a joke and they're ridiculous, but he does them seemingly so easily. So bright future for him ahead. Away days football hooligan award, get this person up the front to scare the opposition, aka Total Recall best skate face award. You know, sometimes when you're skating and you're concentrating so much on the trick, your face does some mad stuff. It's got other plans. It's trying to fold itself in on itself. And the winner this year, again, like last year, he won last year as well actually, is Yangel Severio at the NYC Invitational. Mate, he looked unhinged. You're coming out. Stylish skater of the year. Like those who make tricks look absolutely beautiful. They could do anything. They make the trick just look stunning. They make skating look like a masterpiece. Like you could try and emulate their tricks, but it would just look like the inside of a mystery meat pie that your Uber driver has handed to you. Bronze medal for Junki Park. I feel like he's unlocked some body movements only revealed to people after they go on some sort of like life-changing quest. Like there's a wisdom in his tricks that's unknown to the human realm. Silver for Yuto, who is a style don. He can do that squat, you know, he gets really squat into tricks, but he doesn't like collapse in on himself and just like end up sitting on the boot, which is a total cheat and looks a bit rubbish. He holds it there, he maintains the squat, and it makes everything look brilliant. Squatting now. And the gold medal winner is Sean Kelso, very like purposeful body movement and control during like highly technical tricks. Some exaggerated form, which can only be reached when you're like got ultimate control and you're comfortable with the tricks. I mean, no surprises he won really. The Tom Selleck Award for best moustache, best lip. slug.
If that's a moustache, that's a cappuccino stain.
Levy Van Rijn coming in third with the Dutch lip defender. It looks like a stiff bristle broom, like they crossed from a multi-seed loaf of bread. Chris Farmer coming in second with his very authoritative looking moustache there. Highway patrol cop style. If he was up for it, I reckon USD should release him like stick-on moustaches. I don't see why not. I think it'd be funny. Show that he'd have a great sense of humour. I think it'd be well good. And taking the bristly crown is Yandril Severio with a moustache that looks like he is a prospector or has potentially just discovered oil. Street Skater of the Year. The most authentic portrayal of skating. You know, the most real expression of self is in the streets. You're not in a park where it's all set up for you. You've got to get out there and find the spots, and it's a great way to show the personality. Third is Colin Kelso, who's a grand master of street skating. He's like a conductor, and like ledges and rails and stuff are his instruments. He's a little bit more cello, maybe some more like bassoons over here. Bring out the tubular bells. Where's the triangle? More triangle. A little bit of clarinet. Eugen in his second, and he just skates on a different frequency to most other people, doesn't he? The only way you can communicate to him while he's skating is through like a dog whistle. Eugen, mate, come near, come far, go far, go far. A man not afraid to try and make the most like rottenest looking tricks look good. And he does a pretty good job of it. And he's an amazing street skater, so second for him. And your winner is Sean Kelso output this year. Bass Sam, his solo section for Reflect. Just unbelievable, just carries on this momentum, like always bringing something new. Every time like a video from him and his brother really drop, everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? Like, where's that move come from? How's he doing that? And them two have been doing it for so long. To still be like well within it, to still be like winning awards is phenomenal. Never ending gobstopper style, like it just doesn't stop. He's Peter fucking Pan. If you're into the viz and you'd like to see me stick around a little while longer, you can support me by subscribing, that's always good. Giving us a like really helps. I've got merch you can buy. It's also up on the Muzzle website. I've got a Patreon and a YouTube channel members, exclusive videos, sneak peeks, all that kind of good stuff, and it genuinely does help me to continue, so cheers. Best knot for your skate laces, you've got the square knot, sheep bend, bowline knot, believe it or not, knot on your Nelly, dread knot, not tonight mate, you've had too much to drink, anchor hitch, carrick bend, fisherman's knot. This one was actually pretty tight.
You silly fat bastard.
It's between a square knot and fisherman's knot, with a square knot taking the win. I don't know how practical that will be on a skate, but you know who does know about knots? Nick Labar. Mate, skills. He can get his skates tied up in just one foul swoop. The Munch Bunch Award Best Crew Video. I feel like this is a very important one because, you know, they're not brought together by a brand or sponsor. They're brought together by their love for rollerblading. In fourth, you had Muzzle with Uncle Nico Says So. I'm obviously going to be very biased towards this one. I absolutely loved it. The skaters in it were great. The skating was great. The filming was superb. The soundtrack was phenomenal. Like, staunchly UK feel to it. Very authentic. Holds a special place in my heart. Well deserving of fourth.
Uncle Nico said so, yeah?
Third was Plastic Pushers 4. Not necessarily an organic crew, but bringing people together. I think the best thing about Plastic Pushers is that, you know, it's a mix of known and lesser known skaters, so giving people a bit of a platform as well. Second, coming in right at the end of the year, Brain God by Abibus, the absolute mind melter. The production on this was insane, just next level, like a fever dream of skating. You just drift away with this thing, beautiful. Anyway, it was only out for like a little bit of time and people were absolutely loving it, so that got second. And your winner, the crown prince of best crew vids, goes to Illegal Smiles, and deservedly so. Great video, loads of effort put into it, loads of different skaters into there, like phenomenal level of skating. And for people who aren't necessarily backed by brands, like Jake Dotson's in there, has obviously got the Razors support, but just sick. The amount of effort and like love they put into it is phenomenal, and a massively deserving winner. go back and watch it again, I suggest. The Lies from Seagull Eyes Award, aka Biggest Lie Award. The nominations for this from you lot: Adapt is Handmade, because, you know, technically that's not quite true. Demetrius George VOD. When was that meant to come out? Like 2021? Well, it hasn't appeared either way, maybe he's still working on it. One More Try, that's a classic lie. A More Modern Lie, shipping this month. Yeah, they're coming out in October. Oh, actually, they're going to be November. Turns out it's going to be January. Anyway, Chill Session. Yeah, well, it's not necessarily the lie. The lie is when people post the clip and they go, oh, a few clips from a chill session, even though they've burst every blood vessel in their eye and their eyes are looking redder than the devil's dick. Pros make real money. Yeah, that's one that hurts a little bit. Well, I mean, not that I'm a pro and losing out, but, you know, it hurts. That's the reality of the situation. Flat, that was suggested by a very prominent pro skater, that flat is just a lie, mate. Rosie's Not For Sale, in there for the 2nd year running, because there was an update, obviously them being sold. And technically though, I mean, you could go into this a bit deeper and be like, Rosie's didn't actually say they weren't for sale, although they alluded to it very heavily. And the LER apology, he gave an apology, then a couple of days later he was like, it's the best video I've ever made. Third, pros make real money. Ooh, that is a stingy one. That is sharp. That has got an aftertaste to it. Shout out to all the pro skaters though, supporting themselves with like other jobs and still finding time to be pro at rollerblading, doing your paper round and getting straight out there and getting clips. I'm actually hopefully going to be making a video soon on the realities of being a pro skater. Keep an eye out for that one. Rosie's Not For Sale came in second. It was like last year they were like alluding to the fact it wasn't true, even though there was a court date, and now they've just been sold. So that was an absolute stinker for them, or maybe it's actually not a stinker and it's really good for them, but it makes them look a little bit silly. And your winner with 18.2% of the votes is Ilya's apology. Nobody believed him. He went on and did other silly things. He posted that video where he was just like, yeah, sorry and that, but like, actually, I think the video is really, really good. Best snack while out skating, didn't even put this to the vote because there's no point. Obvious and clear winner, Scampi fries. Taste is unmatchable. I don't know if you've ever seen somebody's reaction to like sniffing salts. Times that by 1,000. Stick your beak inside a packet of Scampi fries and you'll be throttling it at tricks like full bore. Also, the Smiths who make them, they were the first brand in the UK to make crisps. They were the first crisp brand. So you've got heritage there, you've got history coursing through your veins when you eat those things. You've got Frank Smith's spirit taking over your body and making you do tricks and surviving the day like you never would have before, possibly into the next week. Female Skater of the Year, and I feel like the competition for this increases every single year. Loads of nominations for this one. In third you had Nicole Machado, phenomenal skater, done loads for USD. I'm sure there's going to be like an aggressive skate coming soon, maybe this year. Victoria, who's had a very distinctive style, has made a big impression this year. And your winner, 2 years in a row, plus all the other ones she's won and like various other awards, is China Wirestyle. There's just something about her skating that just keeps her above everybody else. There's an edge to it, whether that be style, control, probably all the experience she's got being great for so long, and like, fair play to her. Will there be a pro skate this year? I think there will be. Best looking skate award, because you know, if you're dressed good, if you're feeling good like about yourself, you skate better. What skate are you looking down at and going, oh mate, today is the day, I'm doing this trick, I feel wonderful? And like, what skater's looking back up at you and seeing this face? Ooh, look at you, mate. Factions came in when we were a little bit out of the races compared to the rest of them. Vitamin Sways came in 4th. I really liked those. I thought they might finish higher up. They had that kind of like yeah, like a nice crispy fish finger kind of colour to them. They were nice. Sam Croft's latest Aeon came 3rd, and they are, in my opinion, the best Aeons that have ever come out. The colours on them and like the tones, the beautiful tones. The Mesmer TS1s, the white ones, were a huge hit and they came in 2nd. But your out and out winner with 32.8% of the vote was the Basems 909s. Now I'm a little bit surprised because there There's plenty of jokes going around about the tone of that pink. I'm pretty sure people compared it to that blob thing, blobfish. Some people saying it looked a little bit like 90s dessert classic, or maybe it's more of an 80s dessert actually, the blancmange pink. There was a lot going on with it colour wise, but they've done it really, really well, and the people have loved it. So there's your winner. The Double Brown Bag Award, aka Ugliest Skate Award, because not all skates are created equal, and like some skates are uglier than others, some skates are uglier than others, some skates are uglier than others, some skates' mothers are uglier than other skaters' mothers. USD Dustin Latimer's orthopedic boot came in 5th. Great tech and everything like that. It's just a hard skate to love visually. Kind of looks like a transformer that got stuck halfway transforming. You just never know what it was actually meant to be. 4th was Savosen's Watermelon Clown skate. 3rd was Carlos Bernal's Sway with all the luminous look like slime and stuff like that. I actually don't think that was that bad. 2nd by 0.1% was Anything by Adapt. Handmade ugly. And for the 2nd year running, ignoring the poor sales, ignoring the results from last year, Rosie's doubled down on the dogma and went for it again and have won. Rosie's Spazov Dogma Candy is the ugliest skate of 2023. He may well be a good skater, but his eye for like aesthetically pleasing products is just woeful. Stop letting him design it. Get a proper creative director, or at least like consult with some sort of designers who have like a track record of like hits, of doing stuff well, for the love of God. I don't know how much I'm meant to say this, but I'm not saying any names, so hopefully nobody will get in trouble. But I know full well there is a pretty big shop that just didn't even order them because they were like, yeah, the other ones, what's the point? Best MBD, you got Eugen Enim with the Neg Miz, like the pop off to the sweaty. Michael Kraft with the 450 front glide. Colin Kelso, the Royale to the Cess Royale, back to the Royale. Is that an MBD? I'm not sure, but I don't feel like I've seen it like that before. Colin Kelso with the Grab Macchio. Drop grabbed heel roll to grabbed backslide to grabbed fish. Colin Kelso again with a Zero Christ wall ride. Again, is that an MBD? Colin Martin fakie compression pop recoil 360. That's what I'm calling it. Chris Farmer with the 360 negative Macchio on a rail. Eugen took 3rd with 12.4% of the vote. That Neg Miz pop off sweaty. That thing would like dislocate my whole leg trying to do that. Have you ever gone to thunder a football but then somehow you've completely missed it, but your leg is going full force, like all your possible momentum is behind that, but there's nothing to resist it. You're like, oh, it's taking you away. That's what I imagine it'd feel like. Colin Kelso came 2nd with the grab Macchio, dropped grab heel roll, grab backslide to grabbed fish. I thought that was absolutely superb and really creative and inventive. And a very clear winner with 45.8% of the vote was Chris Farmer with the 360 negative Macchio on a rail. You can see from the attempt footage how absolutely wild it is to go for that trick, like to spin 360 and land negative in that position to balance it as well. It's just utterly ridiculous, so risky. There was also a lot of people who are saying they don't think that will ever happen again. Best fit, who is out there skating in absolutely exceptional garms? 3rd place, 17.5% of the votes, Robbie Pitts. Robbie Pitts epitomizes all the joy in the world. He brings it all together in a beautifully colourful ensemble. He kind of has this energy about him, this Tina Turner in Mad Max. Robbie's that. He's got it all going on, an absolute joy to see what he puts together. Colin Kelso takes 2nd with 20.4% of the votes. I feel like he was staunchly workwear at one point, but that seems to have evolved into like a smarter look, like as if he's going to meet the in-laws for the first time, and he's kind of like, you know, he's a regular guy, he's a man of the people, likes a lot of knitwear recently, and I swear in one of the clips he's wearing like a mohair yellow jumper, which was particularly special, but he's just a regular guy like me and you, and occasionally he wears a sports top. And the winner is Sean Kelso, almost like a polar opposite to Colin. He is a man not afraid to be striking with his fits, not afraid of colours, not afraid of clashing patterns. He's out there. Worst fit, People who've had an absolute stinker, 19.9% of the votes, and 4th place goes to Jeff Downers. I kind of don't really know why he's in the list. I don't think his choice of garments very offensive or anything. It doesn't really stand out. It's pretty like nondescript kind of stuff. I imagine that's how people dress when they go to sports bars a lot. I don't know if that's offensive, but that's just how I see it. Bobby Spazoff is third, 24.2% of the votes. He seems to absolutely nail trends that are like 4 or 5 years out of date and really like dive deep into them. His style is determined by whatever's on the TK Maxx mannequin. Julian Godot is taken second with 24.5% of the vote. I was a bit surprised when he got nominated, but like digging into it a little bit deeper, I think it's cause he wears the skinny jeans with the modded Solomons. You know, he's got that extra like bit of sole plate added onto them, and he also wears them caveman anti-rocker style. So it just kind of makes his legs look like even skinnier, and the proportions like are all demented and out of cock. It's like in Alice in Wonderland when they get the flamingos and they play golf with them. That's what it makes me think of when I see that jean skate combination. Also, he occasionally wears that Wile E. Coyote basketball vest. It's just a mad look. Oh, and that burrito looking wrist wrap that he's permanently wearing. It kind of looks like something Leatherface might wear. And the winner of Worst Fit is Chris Farmer with 31.4% of the votes. I think the way Farmer dresses is fine. I think it's genuinely him. I don't think he's trying to be anything else. I think he's just like, look, I like sleeveless leather jackets and I like bolo ties and these hats that make me look like Roger M. Klotz from Doug. And that's what I'm into. I don't care if I look like an Asian rocker. I'm into it. The one thing like I do take a bit of an exception to is the shin pads on the outside. I don't know, it just looks a bit mad to me, like you're a Roman soldier or something like that, an exoskeleton. Just a bit like jarring. For some reason the way he dressed reminds me of Cad Bane. Now that's what I call Awful Sultan Selection Volume 38 Award for terrible choice of music in a skate video goes to Kevin for multiple sections in Plastic Pushers. What will it take this time to shut you up? Some of the music was terrible, man. That's it for the first part. The video is getting way too long. Part 2 coming soon. Here's a couple of other videos you can watch in the meantime. Thank you so much to my patrons. I simply couldn't do this without your help, so I love you for it. See you again soon. Spotty Dog.